My beloved brothers and sisters, come closer now. Step into this sacred moment with me. Breathe slow, breathe deep, because today I must speak of a day that has already been whispered in the wind, etched in the eternal and marked by the hand of God himself. God said, August 7th, 2025 will not be a normal day, no, not by any stretch of the imagination, not by the common clock, nor by the calendar's cold squares. For this day, my child, is destined to dance to the rhythm of the divine. Child, lean in close and listen with your spirit, not just your ears. This is no ordinary whisper drifting from the heavens. This is a roar wrapped in stillness. God said August 7, 2025 will not be a normal day. And that's not something to breeze past like it's just another note on your calendar. It is a divine appointment, etched in eternity long before your mother held you in her arms, long before your tears stained your pillow, long before your prayers ever found their way to your lips. This is sacred, and sacred things must be honored. The hand of the Almighty is not idle. It never has been. And when he marks a day, when he speaks it into being with power and precision, child, you better believe that day will walk different, feel different, breathe different. August 7 has been chosen, not because the world demanded it, but because heaven decreed it. It is not a date to survive. It is a day to walk into with wide open eyes, trembling hands, and a heart ready to receive what eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. Now, I don't claim to be a prophet, but I know what it feels like when God places his finger on time. It's a stirring in the soul, a rhythm that echoes louder than drums. And I feel it now. This knowing, this deep quiet thunder that lets me know that something is coming, something holy, something heavy, something that will shift the foundation of the faithful. God's calendar doesn't tick with minutes. It pulses with meaning. And this day, my dear, is full of it. You see, there are days that come like a breeze, soft and forgettable. They pass without stirring a thing in the soil of your soul. But then there are days that come like fire. They demand your attention. They ask you to look again, to listen closer, to pray deeper. August 7, 2025 is not here to be part of your routine. It's coming to rewrite your rhythm. It's coming to awaken what's been sleeping in you. It's coming to light the match under your calling, to stir the ashes of dreams you buried because life told you they were too wild, too risky, too late. But don't you know, the God who split the Red Sea, who made dry bones live again, who sent water from a rock and fire from the sky, he is not bound by time. He is not intimidated by statistics, and he does not schedule his miracles around your comfort zone. When he declares a divine appointment, he doesn't ask your situation for permission. He simply speaks, and mountains must move. So let me ask you, darling, are you prepared for the extraordinary to interrupt your ordinary? Are you ready for the impossible to knock on your door? Not because you earned it, but because God ordained it. Because August 7 will not consult your bank account. It will not ask your enemies for approval. It will not be held hostage by what happened in your past. It is a holy declaration, a trumpet blast in the spirit, a line in the sand between what was and what shall be. This divine appointment is not just for miracles you can hold in your hand. No, it's also for the miracles that happen within. The ones that shift your mindset. The ones that break generational patterns. The ones that teach your heart how to hope again, to trust again, to dance again, even when the music of life has gone silent. The healing that shows up not just in your body, but in the way you carry yourself, in the way you speak to yourself, in the way you believe again. God is not preparing a performance for you to applaud. He is preparing a transformation for you to live in. And he's chosen this day, August 7, 2025, as a pivot point. For some, it will be the moment the tears they sowed in secret bloom into joy. For others, it will be the first day of walking in boldness, of finally stepping out of the wilderness and into the promise. Now I must tell you, not everyone will see it. Not everyone will recognize it. Some will wake up and scroll. Some will sleep through their visitation. But not you. You've been marked for more. You've been through too much, cried too long, survived too many nights without breaking. God does not waste survival stories. He turns them into symphonies. August 7, my child, is not just a day on the map of man. It is a sacred meeting point between heaven's intention and earth's obedience, a place where the seen and unseen collide. And for those who have ears to hear and hearts to believe, it will be a day of unveiling. A day when answers fall like rain. A day when what was lost is found. When what was silent begins to sing. When what was barren begins to bloom. This day will not come to impress. It will come to fulfill. It will not shout in the streets. It will whisper in the spirit. And those who are ready, who have trimmed their lamps and oiled their faith, they will walk in wonders that others only dream of. So prepare yourself, my darling. Don't wait for signs in the sky. Be the sign. Don't wait for the world to announce it. Let your spirit respond to it. Clean your heart. Dust off your dreams. Anoint your home. Forgive freely. Worship deeply. Make room. Make holy, trembling, reverent room for what God is about to do. Because God said August 7, 2025 will not be a normal day. And when God speaks, even time bows in obedience. Child, before the blessing comes the beckoning. Before the miracle shows up knocking, you must already be dressed in faith, standing at the door, ready to open wide. You see, when heaven prepares to pour, the wise don't wait to feel the rain. They dig their trenches in advance. And God, in all his infinite wisdom and tender glory, has spoken that August 7, 2025 will not be a normal day. But such a day cannot be welcomed with sleepy prayers or distracted hearts. No, this kind of day requires preparation. Holy, intentional, soul-deep preparation. Don't mistake it, sugar. God doesn't need your preparation to be powerful. No, his power is settled, sovereign, and sure. But your preparation is not for him. It's for you. It's so your heart doesn't miss what your eyes can't see. It's so your spirit doesn't sleep through your divine visitation. It's so when heaven calls, you can answer with both hands lifted and both feet planted. Some of us want the promise but haven't made the room. We want the blessing but haven't cleared the clutter. We cry out for rain but haven't planted a single seed in faith. But oh baby, faith is a preparing thing. Faith sweeps the floor before the guest arrives. Faith sets the table before the food is cooked. Faith buys the baby clothes before the womb is full. And August 7 will not come gently. It will arrive like the breaking of dawn after a long night. And if you are not watching, if you are not waiting, if you are not willing to be ready, you just might miss the holy unfolding. Now, I know the world will tell you to rush, to hustle, to multitask, but the Holy Spirit is calling you to stillness, to preparation that is deep, not frantic. This is not the kind of readiness that stresses the mind. It's the kind that anchors the soul. Prepare your heart, not your agenda. Prepare your worship, not your Instagram. Prepare your spirit, not your status. Because when God moves, he moves the soil that is soft and open, not hardened by distractions and pride. So how do you prepare for a day heaven has highlighted? First, child, you must make peace with the quiet. Turn down the volume of everything else. Let silence stretch itself across your room like a warm blanket. In that stillness, ask God, what are you trying to teach me? Because preparation begins not with what you do, but with what you hear. Your readiness begins with your ability to listen. There's something about a soul that's still. It becomes a sanctuary. And August 7 requires the kind of heart that can host God's presence like a welcome guest. Second, cleanse your space, inside and out. That bitterness you've been holding on to like a trophy of pain. Let it go. That jealousy that creeps into your thoughts like a thief. Release it. That fear that keeps whispering that you're not worthy of good things. Rebuke it. Because miracles don't land in hearts littered with resentment. The move of God does not make its bed in unforgiveness. You want to be ready. Clean your house. Clean your mouth. Clean your motives. Not with bleach and water, but with tears and truth. Third, prepare with expectation.
Yes.
Child, expect. God moves where faith flows. You must wake up each day like the miracle already has your address. Like the breakthrough is on its way, held in the gentle palms of angels. Prepare your speech, your song, your shout. Make ready your praise in advance. That's what faith does. It prepares the party before the guest of honor arrives. Somebody needs to hear this. You can't show up late to your own blessing. You can't stand still when the Spirit says move. Preparation is not passive. It's active. It's a planting, a fasting, a praying, a releasing, a trusting. It's lighting your lamp even when the oil seems low, because you believe that he who promised is faithful. Let me remind you, Noah didn't build the ark after the first drop fell. He built it in the dry, in the waiting, while folks laughed and questioned his sanity. But he was preparing even when it made no sense. And when the rain came, baby, he didn't have to run to safety. He was already in it. August 7, 2025 will be a rain day, a breakthrough day, and preparation is your ark. Don't let your blessing pass you by because you weren't dressed in readiness. Don't let the window of favor close while you're still trying to figure out if you believe. Don't miss what God has been storing up for you because you refuse to get rid of what's been draining you. Now listen closely. Preparation is not just spiritual. It's emotional. It's mental. If you've been praying for peace, have you cleared space in your life for rest? If you've been asking God to bring new people, have you healed from the last betrayal? If you're expecting elevation, have you humbled yourself enough to be teachable? You cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. And August 7 is a new wine kind of day. And so you must prepare. Prepare like the woman who knows her water is about to break. Prepare like the servant who knows the king is on his way. Prepare like the sower who knows the harvest is near. Because this day is not common. It is kissed with holy intention. Let your home be a tabernacle. Let your words be dipped in oil. Let your thoughts be saturated in praise. Let your mind be clear, your hands be open, and your feet be willing to go wherever he calls. Because the heavens will not wait for you to decide if you believe. The trumpet will sound whether you're ready or not, and the wise shall enter in while the unprepared knock too late. So light your candles, put oil in your lamp, sweep the porch, clean the altar of your heart. Open the windows of your soul and let the wind of the Spirit blow. Because August 7th, 2025 will not be a normal day. And you, beloved, you must be ready to meet it. Child, the miracles of God do not always come wrapped in the glitter and gold of this world. No, they often arrive in silence, in simplicity, in the hushed footsteps of the divine disguised as ordinary. And so I must say this to you with the voice of an old soul and the weight of holy wisdom on August 7th, 2025. Miracles may not walk up to you wearing a halo. They may come dressed in overalls, in inconvenience, in unexpected faces and unfamiliar places. You must be still enough, humble enough, and wise enough to recognize the sacred in the simple. Now you listen to me, darling. Too many people miss God not because he didn't show up, but because he didn't show up how they expected. They were looking for fireworks, but he came as a flicker. They were waiting for thunder, but he whispered their name in the wind. They were standing by the palace gates, but the king walked down a dusty road and knocked at the back door. You see, God doesn't owe you spectacle. He owes you truth, and that truth sometimes hides itself in the folds of the everyday. And on this holy marked day, this heaven-kissed moment called August 7, you must walk through the world with your spirit wide open, because miracles will move among you like strangers on the road to Emmaus. They may not be obvious, but they are real, and they are rising. Some will come in the form of a conversation you almost didn't have. Some will hide in the eyes of a child who tugs at your sleeve with a word that melts your heart. Some may walk right past you in the grocery store, or stand behind you in line at the bank. They won't announce themselves, but they'll leave you changed. Let me take you by the hand and tell you what the elders told me. You better learn how to see with more than your eyes. The enemy is loud, child. He wants to keep your attention so fixed on fear, on noise on your phone, on your deadlines, that you forget to look for God in the small things. But August 7th, 2025 will not be about the big platforms. It won't be about the booming voices. It won't be about the lights and stages. It will be about the quiet turning of the heart, the inner shift, the holy hush. You see, blessings are not always beautiful at first glance. Sometimes they come wrapped in discomfort. They stretch you. They challenge your habits. They shake loose the lies you've been calling truth. Sometimes the miracle is not the thing you receive. It's the person you become after you've waited, wrestled, and walked through your wilderness. You've been praying, haven't you? Asking, pleading, crying out. But while your eyes were fixed on one door, God may have opened a window right behind you. Don't you dare miss your window just because it didn't look like a double-door blessing. Miracles don't always scream. They shimmer, they whisper, they unfold gently like petals in spring. On this day, August 7, you must be a seeker, not of signs, but of presence. Don't just look for what God can give you. Look for where God is already moving. It might be loud, but it will be holy. It might not be fast, but it will be sure. God doesn't deal in confusion. When He moves, the soul knows, even if the mind doesn't yet understand. And let me tell you something else, child. Sometimes your miracle will look like interruption. You'll be on your way somewhere busy, distracted, and suddenly something stops you. An unexpected phone call, a delay, a detour. And you might feel annoyed, like it's just another inconvenience. But baby, what if the detour is divine? What if the delay is protection? What if that missed appointment was the very hand of God steering you away from danger and toward destiny? We must stop believing that miracles only happen on mountaintops. Many of them are born in the valleys. Many of them walk quietly beside us, unnoticed, because we're too busy rehearsing our disappointments to recognize our deliverance. Some of the greatest blessings will never trend online. Some of the most powerful breakthroughs will never be recorded on camera. They will happen inside you, quietly, powerfully, irrevocably. August 7 is coming, and with it will come movements in the spirit that eyes won't see but hearts will feel. There will be breakthroughs that come in the form of peace. There will be deliverance wrapped in the arms of a friend who suddenly calls to check in. There will be answers not shouted, but whispered into your soul at 3 a.m. When you rise, not knowing why, and hear your spirit singing a song of freedom. But you must be watching, you must be ready, you must be present. Don't live that day distracted. Don't drown in noise. Don't scroll past your own breakthrough. Because angels may walk among you. They may not look like you expect. They may not say what you thought you needed to hear. But their presence will echo eternity. Their words will stir something ancient and alive in you. And you will know that God is moving. Now, some folks will dismiss the whole day. They'll say, it felt just like yesterday. But child, the ground can shift beneath your feet, and you not feel it until the fruit starts to grow. Just because it doesn't look like fireworks doesn't mean the fire hasn't started. You don't have to feel it all at once. Sometimes the miracle is slow and sure, like honey warming in the sun, like roots stretching beneath the soil. God isn't in a hurry, but He is faithful. So, If August 7 feels ordinary, don't be fooled. Look again. Look deeper. Look with your spirit. The bush that burned for Moses was just another shrub, until it wasn't. And the voice of God didn't shake the mountains for Elijah. It came as a still, small whisper. God doesn't need grand. He just needs you to notice. So go into that day with reverence. Watch the sky. Listen to your breath. Hold the hand of your child a little longer.
Say thank you
To the stranger who holds the door. Speak a blessing under your breath as you pass someone who looks heavy with pain. The miraculous lives in these moments. They are the footprints of heaven on the soil of earth. August 7, 2025 will not be a normal day, and your miracle may come dressed in simplicity. But if your eyes are open, if your heart is soft, you will not miss it. No, child, you will recognize it. And you will remember this day for the rest of your life. Child, lean your heart this way. I want to talk to the part of you that has been tired for a long time. Not just body tired. I'm talking soul tired. The kind of tired that doesn't show on your face, but hums like an H in your spirit. You've been pressing on, haven't you? Quietly holding yourself together while the world pulls you in every direction. Smiling when it hurts. Showing up when you feel empty. Praying when all you've got is a whisper left. But I want you to hear me now. And hear me well. August 7 to 25 is for you. Yes, you, the one who thought God had forgotten. The one who stayed silent in the background while others got the applause. The one who kept sowing kindness while reaping thorns. The one who chose grace when vengeance felt easier. Beloved, this day has your name on it, stamped in heaven's ink, not because the world said so, but because God never forgets the faithful. The world is loud sugar. It praises the flashy. It worships the loudest in the room. It lifts up the bold before the broken. But, oh child, God sees in silence. He watches the nights you stayed up praying for children who won't call you back. He collects the tears you cried into your pillow so no one else would hear. He notices the way you gave your last and still wore gratitude like a crown. You see, the world often overlooks the hidden ones. But heaven remembers. There are some blessings that don't come in the sunshine. They bloom in the dark, like seeds buried deep, hidden from view, pressed down by soil and silence. The world doesn't see the growth until the flower breaks through. But God sees the roots stretching. He sees the quiet courage, the determined spirit. And on August 7, child, God will honor the ones who bloomed in the shadows. This day is not for the boastful. This day is not for the showy. This day is for the humble, the hidden, the overlooked. Those who were passed over by man but handpicked by God. This day is heaven's applause for the one who kept the faith when the lights were off and no one was looking. Let me tell you something sweet and holy. God keeps score differently than man. The world counts numbers, titles, followers. But God counts faithfulness, obedience, and the integrity of your love. So many of God's greatest servants were not celebrated in their time. David was left in the field. Ruth was gathering scraps. Esther was hidden behind palace walls. But child, when their moment came, when their day was marked by heaven, everything changed in an instant. August 7 is that kind of day. There will be divine reversals. The tail will become the head. The last shall be first. Those who walk through fire without smelling like smoke, God will lift them up. This is not a random blessing, my dear. This is reward. God has been watching. And now he's moving. You may have wondered if your sacrifices were seen. If your faithfulness mattered. If your quiet, yes, to God meant anything when you felt like no one noticed. But baby, God notices. He always has. And August 7 is the answer to prayers you forgot you prayed. It's the harvest of seeds you sowed with tears. It's the yes of heaven echoing back to the yes you whispered when nobody else would believe. And let me say this. Some of you have been trying to fight battles with your own bare hands. You've tried to explain yourself. You've tried to fix what broke. You've tried to hold up others when you could barely stand. And still you gave. And still you served. And still you stayed. Oh, child, heaven saw it all. On August 7, God will vindicate the quiet ones, not with pride, but with peace, not with revenge, but with restoration. Some of you will see apologies you never expected. Some of you will be honored in places where you were once overlooked. Some of you will be invited to tables you were once denied access to. Because now God says, they're ready. And not just because you did everything right, but because you held on to the right spirit when everything around you was wrong. You didn't curse. You prayed. You didn't run. You stood still. You didn't plot. You praised. You didn't break. You bent. And now, my darling, you will rise. This is not just reward. This is reversal, and it's personal. The ones who kept giving when their hands were empty, God will fill them up. The ones who worshiped through loss, God will breathe life back into what was taken. The ones who stayed faithful in the famine, God will bless with abundance so deep, even your enemies will say, surely the Lord has done this. But don't you gloat, child. Don't you point fingers. This is not a blessing for bragging. It's a blessing for building. When God elevates you on August 7, don't forget the valley He pulled you out of. Don't forget the quiet prayers, the long nights, the hidden pain. Use your blessing to be a bridge for someone else, because heaven lifts us to lift others. Now, listen one more time with your soul. August 7, 2025 is not a gift for the proud. It is a crown for the humble. It is a celebration of the invisible victories, the battles you won on your knees, the strength it took just to get out of bed, the grace it took to keep loving when your heart was bleeding. You don't need to perform for this blessing. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth. You already passed the test. You already walked through the fire. This blessing is not about earning. It's about enduring. So walk into that day with your head high, not with arrogance, but with holy awareness. You are not forgotten. You are not ignored. You are not cast aside. You are God's beloved. And your time has come. Your reward is near. Your name is written on that day. And child, it will not be a normal day. It will be your day. So be ready. There are moments when heaven presses its ear against earth, listening not to the noise of the crowds, nor to the thundering of chariots, nor to the vain boasts of men, but to the whisper of a heart broken open by faith. And in such a sacred moment, a divine mystery unfolds. God reveals His plan to the humble, to the waiting soul, to the one who has dared to believe when all others laughed. August 7th, 2025 is one of those rare anointed days, a day not wrapped in fanfare but cloaked in purpose, not loud with celebration, but rich with revelation. It is not a normal day, and those who have been tuned to the Spirit know it is a day of answered prayers. You see, prayers do not die. They are not tossed into the abyss. They do not vanish into the void. They rise like incense, curling upward on wings of hope, and they sit. Yes, they sit at the feet of the Almighty. They are stored in heavenly bowls, as the good book says, and there they remain until the season of harvest arrives. And for many, a mother who's wept for her prodigal son, a father who's cried out for provision, a widow who's whispered through sleepless nights, a child who's pleaded for love. For them, August 7 is the time appointed. The bowl is tipping. The angels are being dispatched. The answers are being released. There are prayers you prayed with trembling lips and hands so weak you could barely lift them. Prayers soaked in silence and sealed with tears. Prayers you thought heaven forgot. But child, let me tell you, not one word was missed. Not one sigh went unnoticed. God is not deaf, nor is He distracted. His delays are not denials. His silences are not slumber. He is the God who records every tear, who numbers every groan, and who stores your cries like precious gems. And when the fullness of time has come, he moves. Oh yes, he moves, not with haste, but with precision. And now, on this sacred day, he is moving. Many folks think answers come dressed like royalty, but heaven often moves in mystery. Sometimes the door opens quietly, like a dawn that breaks without warning. Sometimes the answer comes in the form of a no, that saves your life, or a not yet, that builds your strength. But on August 7, for many souls, the answer will be a yes, that breaks chains, that mends bones, that heals hearts. A yes, that reorders the stars in your sky and writes a new story for your tomorrows. The kind of yes that only God can give. One that makes the waiting worth it. One that hushes the mouths of every doubter. One that leaves you trembling in gratitude. You must understand, beloved, this is no ordinary movement of mercy. This is the kind of divine outpouring that changes legacies. The kind that transforms generational curses into generational blessings. The kind that silences shame and replaces it with honor. Some have been praying for deliverance from addiction, and they will find freedom. Others have whispered for a child, and they will cradle that long-awaited gift. Some have begged for a door to open, and they will walk through a gate flung wide by the hand of the Almighty Himself. But be not mistaken, this is not about human timelines or earthly calendars. This is about divine timing, for in heaven's court, prayers have a gestation period. Some are answered in the spring of your life, others in the winter. Some when your hands are full of strength, others when you can barely lift a finger. But God, in His omniscience, knows exactly when to pour out what your soul has longed for. And for those who have kept praying, even when they saw no fruit, this is the season of reward. For those who kept knocking, this is the day the door opens. For those who sowed in tears, this is the hour of reaping in joy. Now, child, don't be surprised if the answer comes dressed in humility. Don't miss your miracle because it doesn't wear robes of gold. The answer might come in a phone call, a letter, a stranger's kindness. It may arrive as a gentle whisper in your spirit, or a shift so subtle only your heart recognizes it. But mark this, God will speak, He will answer. He will show Himself mighty. And you, beloved, must be ready. Clean the temple of your heart. Make room. For when the answer comes, it will require your obedience. It will call for your faith. It will stretch your comfort. Some prayers are answered not just to bless you, but to bless through you. Some miracles come not just to deliver you, but to make you a deliverer. So, do not shrink. Do not shy away from the calling that accompanies the answer. Let your soul be still enough to hear His whisper. Let your spirit be open enough to receive the fullness of His response. And when He moves, and oh yes, He will move, you must move too. Walk in the answer. Live in it. Testify of it. For this day, August 7, 2025, will not be marked by news headlines or trending hashtags. It will be marked by heaven's hand upon the lives of the faithful. A sacred scroll will be opened. A chapter will begin. So, rise with expectation.